Let me get my video on. Turn on video. Hello, hello. Hello, Leticia. Hello, Dawn, my loves. Happy 3/22/2023. Oh, I almost messed that up. Hello, hello. I hope everybody's having a great day. Tell me how you're doing. Please tell me how you're doing. How are you feeling? Leticia, you were with me in the live last night for the for my what I call pop-up full spectrum psychic oracle readings show that I was guided to put on yesterday for the new moon. And I talked to Dawn earlier. Dawn actually, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna get on here. And so Dawn, I talked to Dawn earlier, and she started watching. I don't know if she finished yet. She started watching the show last night, watching your reading, Leticia. Hello, Vanessa. How are you today? Hello, hello. Did you get a chance to do yesterday's spirit walk? And if you did, how did that go for you? Please share. And even if you want to even come up on stage to talk about it, you're welcome to. Very good, she says. I did do the meditation. Awesome. Tell me how you felt. How was that for you? I'd love to know. Oh, look at that. Kitties. Sorry, people. My one boy cat is feeling angst. They've been kind of cooped up for a week. Well, we've had a storm for the last 3 days. It is snowing again. And it's kind of piling up. We're supposed to have snow for the next several hours and then no more. And then I think like a kind of cloudyish day and then like 3 days of sun, which will be really nice. But we did get, it's like sucks because we got all this rain that helped melt and wash away a lot of the snow. Like a lot of it melted, which is shocking to me how much melted so fast. And then we are getting more, but nowhere near the amount that we got before. But still, it's like to watch snow coming down. You're just like, wow. I am doing my best to embrace it because I could be all upset about it, but what good would that do me? I'm finding the beauty in seeing snow on the trees again, which I always think is beautiful. I cannot help myself. Snow on trees is pretty. And so I'm looking at the trees. I'm having fun watching the birdies play in the snow and the rain. They absolutely love it. And so do the squirrels. Can't say so much for the skunks. I think they just have to deal. But still, it's fun watching them. So I'm embracing it. But yeah, but you know, this brings me to what came through from Gaia over the last, I don't know, 24, 48 hours. It's kind of been a lot. But I'm going to check in here first. Okay, let's see here before I get away from myself. So Vanessa, good. I did do the meditation. Leticia says, feeling like I needed a lot of rest today. I hear that. I hear that. And she says the meditation was very beautiful and grounding for me. It felt like home. I was everywhere but nowhere. I just was centered and at peace on cloud 9 times 100. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. It felt like home. I was everywhere and nowhere. I just was centered and at peace on cloud 9 times 100. I love that. Yeah, it was it was a quite the experience. And yeah, I keep saying definitely in the top 2, 3, maybe 1 of hardest spirit walks for me to keep it together because I got so emotional. I was feeling my own, emotions in that, connecting with our soul. And I say that in a singular because we all just have the one. So as I was connecting to our soul, each my own, and then the collective individual, which is mind bending in itself, and then feeling everybody who was or would do, or like even Vanessa, who wasn't there, um because she did end up doing it in every place and time she had done it. So even her, but anybody that may have or would do it, also feeling their emotions. And everybody was very emotional through that spirit walk yesterday. It was really, really powerful and beautiful. Yeah, definitely a big one. She says it was a beautiful experience. Um, Aw, Leticia says, you're doing awesome and are such an inspiration. Oh, thank you, honey. Yeah, well, I love doing the spirit walks. It's always just going on a magical ride um, with everyone on both sides of the veil and seeing uh, what we're guided to, and I absolutely love it. Like the day before, I was channeling and working with Gaia really closely, right? And how amazing that one was. That's why I was like, what's gonna be today if that was yesterday? And then wow, I mean, very parallel as far as how um, powerful and intense and beautiful and loving, very parallel between uh, what would that be, Monday and Tuesdays spirit walks, but also extremely very different, very, very different. So, but yeah, there are times that I can't help it. I get really emotional. I get really, really emotional. And, but I can keep it together. I found yesterday, not so much. And if you were to actually watch that video, it's just a face full of tears for quite some time because I didn't even bother trying to keep my face dry. So anyway, I'm so glad you got to do it, honey. I was so excited for you, especially after yesterday and our your what you call it, your reading with Lilith and everything that came out, uh and you, Leticia, with the gatekeeper. So two really, really awesome themes and topics and things to talk about and discuss. And I really enjoyed that yesterday. So thank you both for being there and being here again. It's a tight little group here. I saw somebody pop in, but I guess they left. I didn't want to lose my train of thought. I want to say hi to people, but then it's like I don't want to keep interrupting myself. Um, she says it was awesome. Vanessa says it's awesome. Oh, I am going to 10 minutes in. Let's get to my channel, see if anybody's there. There really hasn't been a whole lot of activity with YouTube lately. Not sure if my shows are not being broadcasted or people aren't aware of them or what's going on. But whatever. I don't know. So I'm gonna try to go back and forth here. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna have some tea for a moment. Oh, Vanessa says, when you open the Fireside app, it automatically takes you to the live show that is on. So that may be the reason why a lot of people come and go. No, it doesn't take you into the show. It shows you like you're looking through a window, but you're not actually officially like in the show. Um, it's kind of strange the way that that works. You actually have to go to the four little squares on the right hand side, click that, and then you get to the main page. And then from there, you would go like actually in. Because if you watch a show on that preview, it's kind of like a preview. it won't register that you participated in the show like it does if you are like in a show like with me like this. I'm not sure how they do that or that, but and the way that it is, it's kind of like TikTok or YouTube or whatever when you can cycle through, so that whatever you see first, if you swipe up and if you swipe to the side, you'll get either other live shows if they happen to be on, or you'll get replays. So it's just like a preview thing. If you actually wanted to watch, you'd have to like click on it and then get into it. I'm itching right here. Oh my God. I don't like that it does that. I don't either. I'm not a fan since it's been doing that, because I actually thought like, oh, this is putting me in a show. And it's not. Like nobody, it's not like when you would be in a show and you see people coming in. People actually have to select that they want to come into this show to be here. And I'm not sure that my show is actually the one that's being, previewed right now. It's very odd the way that they're out with the algorithm. I don't know. Whatever. That's interesting and annoying. I agree. Okay. And what does it mean to broadcast to the world? That means you send out a message to, I think it is all of Fireside, that you are basically promoting watching my show. So it says, it's like, it sends a message, I think, either to, I'm not sure if it's all of Fireside or if it's just people that follow you or people that you follow, but it makes it sound like a world, like it's platform wide. So anytime that's done, that's pretty cool. If you guys can do that, I'd appreciate it. There you go, broadcasted to the world. Perfect. Your show was the one that popped for me today. Oh, very cool. Yeah, so that is something I have meant to look into, is exactly what that means. But I think it's kind of like saying, like, I recommend that you watch this. I'm watching this and I recommend that you watch this too. Who exactly it goes to, I'm not sure. But yeah, whatever. But I do know that's a good thing when that's done, because when I get my stats, it'll say broadcast, like how many broadcasts to the world or whatever, because there's all these stats that come in after the show is over. Who was there, how many total participants, how many most engaged, how many least engaged, what the sentiment was, how many, like all of these statistics that matter for the algorithm and to be on trending, and all of the whatever, how that works. And one of the statistic is broadcast to the world. So the more people that do that, it shows Fireside and Fireside participants that this is a show that got a lot of recommendations. Let's put it that way. It's kind of like liking the broadcast, I guess is the best way to put it. So, and I'm not sure how you do that. I think it's those 3 lines. Yeah, broadcast to the world. It could also have to do with like your other social media as well, like selecting, because for me right now it brought up like basically the thing to like select email or any one of you on WhatsApp. Like I'm gonna do it right now. I did broadcast to the world. I'm gonna send it to Dawn. I'm gonna see what it does when I send it. Be part of the show. Okay, so what it does is it gives a little thing, says be part of the show, and a link to this show. So you could effectively easily share this show with anybody in your contacts or your social media or your Gmail or whatever it is that you use. That's what that is. So there we go. We just learned something. Well, not all of something, but because I still think it goes, because I've seen those on the alerts on Fireside as well. And like I just said, so I think it does different things, to be honest with you. But thanks for asking. And yeah, if you guys can do that, that'd be great. So what was I going to talk about earlier? About what Gaia came through with about about this crazy weather. What everybody's calling insane crazy weather. I mean, it really is above and beyond what we ever see. I mean, for decades, especially here on the West Coast, what's going on here. And I mean, we've been in a drought for over, I think, almost going on 15 years here officially. A drought that only got like more intense. And this season, starting in October, we've gotten so much water that our reservoirs are at 70%. There's no longer a drought or I mean, like last summer, it was in a lot of parts in California and especially California and Southern California was you got a fine if you used too much water. So people's lawns were all dry and it was really sad, like really, really big bummer. Um, None of that is going to be in place. We have an abundance of water and it keeps on coming. So I have the uh, the view of it, or whatever, the perspective of it, of yes, it's flooding and it's been a problem for us in different ways, but it's the old saying, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's like, where's the water? We need water. We don't have enough water. We're in a drought. Oh my God, this is really bad. Blah, 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 blah. The trees are dry. The forest is dry. We don't have enough. And this is all you hear for years, and people's panties in a twist because we don't have enough water. And then we get all this water. It's like, oh, we got too much water. Oh my God, so much flooding. Oh, we have landslides. We have this, we have that. It's like, it's like to get what we need, it's got to be what it is, and so that's why I see it when I tap in with Gaia about it, because I'm very sensitive to natural weather and man-made weather, biochem weather, and bio or weather forcing, and chemtrails and all the shit that they put in the environment that forces weather. This is why there were so many more tornadoes over the last couple of years, why there's been like, very specific like hot spots, if you will, when it comes to storms and tornadoes and hurricanes and stuff. And I've been tapped into that since 2017, like I've talked about with the hurricanes, Hurricane Florence, up to, that whole thing. So with this insanity that's been going on, especially us here in places at like 4 feet is a lot, as we're not even at 5,000 feet here on the mountain that I'm on, and we got I think close to 7 feet here, like almost or about double. I'm not sure exactly. I didn't look into it, but a lot of snow, a lot of snow in like a two punch storm that was just about exactly a month ago. February 22nd was the day that storm began. And here it is a month later, and that a lot of that snow still sits a month later, and we're just adding more to it. So anyhow, that's the backdrop. Tapping into and with Gaia and talking with her the other night, I was like, so, is this all fully natural? Is this weather forcing? Like, what's going on? Because I'm not getting that vibe. And so I just asked very specifically, because it matters to me and what I do and how I'm guided, what the weather is doing. And when I say natural, that means natural. That means the natural environment and the weather patterns and what's going on and with her body, and that she's in control of it, basically, that it's not weather forcing and geoengineering to force weather. And she said, well, while there's always some element of weather manipulation and weather forcing, all like the bulk of what's been going on has not included that. Um, and oh look, it's 12. Like, what is going on with my? This is 12:20. That says 12:22. and it's now it says 12:21. Okay, so maybe it's like 90 seconds behind. It's been tripping me out. But anyway, I see 12:22, so it's all these twos. Um here on the 22nd as we're talking about this. So, there you go. Um so she said there's of course there's always multiple reasons for any type of event, but that because of everything that is going on energetically with all these major shifts and changes and revelations and upgrades and downloads and activations and integrations and all of the good things that we've been swirling in, and it's just ramping, it just has been a ramp up, and everything. It is part of why we're having this weather and all of this water, and there is, this is kind of like Gaia's way and nature's way of basically resetting the scene. And so it'd be like if you're watching a play and we get done with an act or whatever, the curtains close and they reset the scene. So that is what Gaia is doing. So it's resetting the scene energetically through the elements, especially through water. And during this last month and going into April, which makes perfect sense with everything that's gone on, regardless of it, say, being spring, the spring equinox, and we're getting snow, like that is really beside the point. None of that really is meant to add up, if that makes sense. And to really think of it as that new stage, as the new paradigm, as the elements coming in to really help us energetically cleanse through, and this is going on across like the United States and also in different parts of the world, a lot of intense weather, but it can't all happen at the same time, so there's a cycle to it. But um looking at like my iPhone's like screen lock screensaver, it is this weather pattern picture of Gaia with you could see the clouds and everything, and the patterns that have been going on for the last month are really, really magical and beautiful. I mean, the beings and the animals and the shapes that I've seen are just like, yeah, if you didn't know better, you'd be like, okay, somebody like did that. But it's not. And so anyway, that was just something that I found like really interesting, that she was like like wanting me to understand that there really is not only, in a light-based way and a soul-based way and an energetic way, or solar way, or whatever energetically that you may want to think about things, but that, through nature and through the elements and everything that's coming in right now, or everything, the extremes of things that are coming in right now have a lot to do with how things are shifting energetically. And to, instead of, being upset about it for whatever reason that a lot of people are, um, which I can understand if you have that certain perspective, depending your what your part it is in all of this, as well. But to try to, no matter what the situation is that you may be in or experiencing weather wise and the extremes of things, to embrace this energy and flow with this energy and be happy about it and see the beauty in it and tap into the stage that it's setting and putting the new that's coming through. And and that will help everything quite a lot, because again, talking about quantum entanglement and the quantum field and all of that, like we did a few days ago, how we feel about the environment and about the weather and how we process that automatically gets, pulled into all that whole collective feeling of the environment, of weather, and the fear or whatever that can come out, or the anxiety because of certain things that can go happen, like floods and landslides and things like that, being trapped, losing power, like, all the things. Um, so anyway, yeah, the display of Gaia that you have is truly beautiful. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, it is really beautiful. I mean, I was telling Dawn earlier, there's so much activity with the animals today. They love this snow. They love this. Like the birds are just bouncing around and chasing each other, and the squirrels are doing the same thing. I mean, they're just having they are nature. So this is nature to them. They don't see it as an inconvenience, the way we do in some ways. And there's so much beauty in that. And I just I'm just like, I am just so content to just not feel rushed or pushed to get things done that I would normally want to get done, like update the website and put it out an email and write the article and all of these things. I'm like, I'm just so into just being patient with time right now. We talked about time yesterday. It was such a big thing. Is how we work with time and perceive time and deal with time, and what we do with ourselves, and all of that. It's a really big subject. But that doing things like looking out your window when it's snowing and watching the animals play is such, for me, is brings me so much joy, and it makes me laugh, and it makes me so freaking happy to go out there and throw seeds out and hear the birds start squawking because they see me putting, as soon as they see me out there, they start, wow, like the stellar jays, the big blue ones with the mohawks, they start squawking, and it's like a party. Woo, party, more food. And then they all come down, all the little birdies and the big birdies. And now I have pigeons. They're beautiful. I thought they were doves at first, but they're pigeons. And it's just the best thing. It's just the best thing. I love it so much. Great perspective to perceive these environmental happenings. Thank you. Yes, I think so. And talking with Gaia about it definitely, helped me to tap into that, to the joy of it, instead of, you know, uh, any of the other things I could feel. I still like look out the window right now. I'm like, are you serious? Like, what? Is it snowing a lot? We're getting more. But at the same time, I'm like, I, I'm just, I have to enjoy it. It just, I don't see any other way. I have to look past the inconveniences or the displacement of some of us. It's for the greater good. We need this. California needs this. Our mountains need this. The animals need this. The trees need this. Um, this is good. This is good. This is really good. And every time I tap into it, it's like I see, an Aboriginal rain dance, like all painted up in feathers and drums, and just, tapping in with Gaia for rain and doing all this stuff. And it's like she's like, now the fruits of that labor is coming true. I always said that it would, and she did, because I was like, dude, when's the fucking water come in? We've had like a lot of fire that is really hard to digest because trees, and really difficult it's been here with fires and burning and dryness and stuff. So it's been a lot of, please let there be more. We need, I do a lot of water dancing, and checking in with her and going, we like, when is it coming? And she says, do you expect it to come in May, June, July, August, September? Like, that's when humans want it, is when they need it. But that's not how nature works. You get it when it makes sense to give it. And that's in the winter. Duh, right? So this one, with all the shift changes coming through, yeah, exactly. With all the shifts and changes coming through and everything, it's like this is when, it's like the dam opens up, and all of the energy is in support of maximizing what Gaia can do and how this can come into play. So it's a whole different weather pattern and system, and the way things are shifting and changing upon her body with water and cold and warm and all of the things. Um, so yeah, it's pretty cool. So I thought I'd share that with everybody. That's awesome. I love that water dance picture. Good. Yes, yes, I would take myself into a water dance astral quite often, um, to invoke water. And sometimes it would come very quickly, but never like, like this. And obviously, how could it? How could it? So anyway, let's move on, loves. We are gonna get a card from the Crystal Medicine Oracle. Haven't got any from this one in quite some time. So yeah, love the dance. Yeah, Dawn is a dancer, and so is Leticia. I believe, Vanessa, you're also a dancer. You like to dance too, don't you? I know those two are big time dancers. Not so sure, not 100% about Vanessa, but I think so. I'm pretty sure that she's a dancer. I'm a major dancer. I love dancing. The fairies will also invoke you to dance. They love it when we dance. Yeah, she does. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, fairies love it well, all of our guides and guardians love it when we dance. They love it when we move. They love it when we transmute energy, when we're physical and are grounded in our body and feeling good. I mean, dancing is such a beautiful expression, like one of the best, most beautiful expressions that we can do with our bodies. And to just free dance and move around and feel good and tap in with Gaia and and frequency and vibration and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's nice. Very, very nice. Okay, speaking of music, I don't know if you guys can hear the music that I have going on with TCS. Oh, Vanessa says, my body asked me to dance today. We'll do it after this. Good. Or feel free to do it during if you want. Oh, yes, it's so freeing. It really is. It truly, truly is. Dancing is so good for us. But I'm going to put on some music. I forgot. I can hear the music coming from my bedroom, so it didn't. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure you guys can. Who's that? Hi, Gypsy. Hi, kitty cat. Okay, give me 1 second. Oh my God, yesterday was so funny. It took me like 5 minutes to end the show. Brutal, man. And then it's just like so glitchy and laggy lately. It's like, oh my God, the whole pro is just like, kill me now. It's brutal. Okay, what are we gonna put it on here? Ooh, let's put it here. Atlantis Fantasy. Okay, let's see here. I love this channel, Infinity Realms. It's not just because of the name, although, you know. Um, oh, that's right. Right. shoot. This is so frustrating. I can't have. Oh, I know how to do it. Okay. I was part of a collective. This is Vanessa says, I was part of a collective dance last week for the Equinox to help the crust. I need my glasses. To help the crust of the winter to be opened. And dancing was a big part in that. It was awesome. Wow, that sounds awesome. That sounds so cool. Really cool. Yeah, put the link in the chat. If there's a link to put in the chat to share with everybody, put that in there. Gypsy is here saying hi. Say hi, Gypsy. This is Gypsy. Look at her cute little face. Isn't she adorable? I love you. I love you. But I need my table. I need my table. You want to sit in my lap? You can sit in my lap if you want. Isn't she so cute? She's like my little Muppet. Mwah! I love her. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Hearts. Oh, thank you. Yeah, share it in the chat. Goodness gracious. Share it in the chat. I am let's pause that. Hello, just watching on YouTube. Hello. Feel free to say hello into the chat on YouTube. I am checking in with it. If I know somebody's there, then I will check in more. But haven't had a whole lot going on there. Okay. I want to unmute. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this track is called Atlantis Dream, Crystal Bowls, Ethereal Choir, Ocean Waves, Ambient Soundscapes, 432 hertz. Again, shocker. And I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you yet, sweetheart, Leticia, in your chat, but I will. But she mentioned that how 432 has come up a lot lately. All right, so let's do this, everybody. Let's get a card. And again, thank you to everybody for being here. Open up to our guides and guardians to come through. Oh, I can actually open the chat today. That's nice. Can I close it? Oh, sweet. Nice. I love it. Let's see. Okay, here we go. We have Sacred Healing and the Medicine Drum, card number 25. I think another one of our cards lately or recently was 25. And this, I believe, is the card in the deck that actually in the book has a different picture, but I'm going to verify that in a second. So funny, we were just talking about drums. It made me think of my drum that I have in my bedroom that I really need to play with. And sacred healing. We've been talking about sacred healing so much. Remember, that's the theme of this new moon that we're still in. And the theme is self-healing and everything to do with healing. We connected with Gaia on Monday. We connected with our souls yesterday. Hey, Laura, welcome, honey. We just pulled a card. So good to see you. It was so weird. I was just thinking about you. I didn't say anything, but in my mind, I just thought back to the Oracle last night with you, and then boom, there you are. I love it. That was weird. Okay, yeah. So check this out. So in the deck, this is what the card looks like, but in the book, that is what it looks like. Isn't that beautiful? And the crystal is malachite, which is this beautiful green. It's a meteoric type of thing, and sacred healing. So I can always really relate to this picture, given that I live on a mountain. Of course, it doesn't look exactly like that, but there's all these awesome structures that are in the mountain, this beautiful peak and snow, and yeah, it's really, really cool. Okay, so let me grab my glasses and see what it says here. And oh, I'm like, why don't I feel my heating pad? It's because it's on the floor. Yesterday, sitting here first for the like 2 hours for this show, and then later on for 4 hours, my back was kind of really sore and in knots. Not my hip. My hip has been doing really, really well since I've been healing it, but yeah, my back is a little achy, so I need the heat because I'm an old lady. All right, medicine drum and malachite oracle sacred healing on pages 112, 113, 1 through 115, I believe. Let's make sure. No, 116. Okay. We have called upon this card today as it is a very sacred time of powerful healing on all levels. There are many aspects to healing, and an imbalance in the system can affect all levels of your mind, body, and spirit. Our bodies have an incredible awareness and intelligence to heal themselves, but we tend to hold on to old emotions and thought forms around experiences that can over time manifest an imbalance in the physical body, causing disease. Whether your healing is physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, you are encouraged to look at any thought forms, old beliefs, or emotions you may be holding on to around your sickness. If one thing is out of alignment, it can affect other parts of your system. And I would edit that to say if one thing is out of alignment, it will affect other parts of your system. Not can, but will. The human body is incredibly complex, and all systems work together to create a healthy existence. You are invited to look at your healing in a more holistic way. This card is a reflection that a powerful opportunity for healing is at hand, and your prayers have been answered. Soul Quest program. There is a powerful medicine coming in for you at this time, and you are being asked to be aware of what it might be. Oh, this is an easy one. It may be an animal, flower, crystal, or food, or you may have the feeling you need to go and see a healer or a doctor or join a program called the Soul Quest program. I can't help myself. Whatever it is, make sure you take the time to be open to receive the sacred medicine that is here for you at this time. Like, I can't make this shit up, people. It tickles me. It gives me the giggles. Literally. Like, if there was a synopsis to everything I've said over the last week and a half, it's right here. Like, I can't. Okay. Um medicine drum. Medicine drums have been utilized by many ancient civilizations for their powerful healing properties. The vibration of the drum would assist the veils of the worlds to open and allow the energy and presence of the higher realms to come forth into the physical. Ceremonies with medicine drums represent a celebration and offering to the gods and spirits. Shamans and healers of the tribe would guide people into a trance to receive medicine and healing from the spirit worlds. Drums are commonly made of animal skins, which hold their own specific healing energy. At one stage, the animal walked upon the land, sharing its energy and medicine with people. So now, when the drum is played, the spirit of the animal and its medicine is invoked and shared once again. When the medicine drum is played to the rhythm of the heart, it connects up deeply to the heart of, sorry, there's a typo. It connects us deeply to the heart of the earth, where we receive the powerful loving medicine of Mother Gaia. The energy of a loving, unconditional hug is inviting us to open, surrender, and receive. Oh, God, that's so beautiful. And crystal is malachite. Malachite assists us with healing on all levels. It will help you to let go of old emotions. It also helps to change old thought patterns. So reprogramming helps for clearing and deleting old programs. And then it goes into this a ceremony for yourself if you were to do this. Get a hold of a medicine drum for this ceremony. Find a quiet place in nature. Close your eyes and focus on your breathing. Set a powerful intention to receive healing from your drum. Call the spirit of your drum. Start to play the drum in whatever rhythm moves through you. Your heartbeat is always a great one to start with. As you play the drum, feel its energy and medicine move into your body. Feel it release old, stale energy from your body as it invokes healing. Allow this medicine to move into every cell of your body, creating balance and harmony. Play until you feel drawn to stop, and then sit in stillness and receive. Thank the spirit of your drum. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. So with that, I think I want to put this on this channel of Infinity Realm. Why is it still playing? Oh, it's like it went to a minimum. I'm like, that is weird. I am going to put in here, let's get something. The one I had on yesterday with the drum it had drums. It was cool, but they have quite a few here. I think it's this one, the Earth Tribe Dance, that I like the most. So let's put it on here. It's shamanic drumming, down tempo, tribal ambient 432. So if you don't have your own drum, you can always put on a track. You can put into like this is, I just specifically went to the Infinity Realms channel on YouTube, did a search on their channel specifically because you can just search channels. So I don't know if everybody knows that. It took me forever to realize that down past like the of where the main video is, or the main headline is for the for a channel, there's a box with a little spyglass that you can just search that channel. Anyway, I just drums, and then anything that has the word drum in it in the title or description of the video will come up. So I put this one on, Earth Tribe Dance, shamanic drumming, down tempo tribal ambient 432. So if you don't have your own drum, you can still do this by listening. And there's so many. You just put in shamanic drumming or drumming trance or drumming meditation or anything like that into YouTube, and a lot of options will come up. I think it was last week, I spent probably most of a day listening to drumming. That's what I was guided to do that day, and it felt really, really good. It was nice. So anyhow, aside from that, let me check in here, see if there's any. Leticia says, I've done that sort of ceremony lately with my singing bowl. It felt really awesome. Yeah, there you go. One of the women had a drum at the ceremony last night. Yeah, awesome. Very cool. I love it. Good. Good. I'm gonna have some tea here real quick. Okay. So this card talks about sacred healing, of course, using the drum for sacred healing. So that's part of it. But just the messages here about sacred healing, and everything. Like I said, this is like a synopsis of so much that has come up and that we've talked about over the last week and a half. And again, I was joking around about the Soul Quest program, but seriously, I don't know, like like it's just, yeah, it's just funny to me, because this is such a time for that, for soul connecting, for sacred healing, for all of this, for what this talks about, how the negative energy in the body, and how that will, it says can, but I say will cause imbalance and disease, and we will be you know not feeling right in all of these ways within ourselves. um and we can, and we do have the power to change what our body is feeling and doing. Um and for real deep healing, like what has come up and what we've been talking about so much recently, it does need to be deep. And there was something in here, well, it was just, I guess, the very first, I think it was the very first sentence. Okay, so it's like these two, so they're separate, but the first sentence is the very beginning of this message. You have called upon this card today, as it is a very sacred time of powerful healing on all levels. So we've talked about that. We've been through that. This is what, like, we talked about yesterday in yesterday's daily spirit show, that this new moon in Aries is all about, it's like the healing energy that's coming through that, and how that did tie in with this Soul Quest program, because there's so much healing to be done there. And then skipping down, it says, you are invited to look at your healing in a more holistic way. This card is a reflection that a powerful opportunity for healing is at hand, and your prayers have been answered. There is a powerful medicine coming in for you at this time, and you're being asked to be aware of what that might be. So, uh, what we're approaching and getting into and preparing for with these soul connection maps that I channeled, for connecting with our soul, on all the different levels, just like it talks about in this book, or in this, for this oracle card. It really, to encompass everything, is to understand that the energy surrounding healing, and like why I was guided and tapped into all of this, for myself and everybody else to be a part of at this time. Um, it's always a good time to heal yourself, to know yourself and your soul and your guides and your guardians and your ancestors and your crossed over loved ones, and all that support and love us. It's always a good time for that, in Gaia and the Fae and whomever. It's always a good time. But there's times when the energies that are in play make that road easier to travel. And the veil is, well, we've talked a lot over the past months about how the veil has been thin and thinning, and as thin as it's ever been, which means that we can perceive and connect and communicate um, with beings and everything on in different dimensions and in different realms so much easier than we have in the past. That, coupled with the activations, downloads, up and upgrades that we're getting across the board to clear and heal, so we can fine tune our connection. Just think of yourself as a radio, or a satellite or anything that receives and then broadcasts information in and out, that there could be static in the field, making the incoming and the outgoing difficult or patchy and hard to understand. So if you're listening to a radio and it's coming in and out and it's staticky and you're kind of like, what is it saying, and all of that, this time and these energies that have been in place, especially this month of March, like this month of March is probably more powerful than most other events that we've had in the last several years. It's that big because of what Saturn has done and is doing, going into Pisces, and then kind of bookending it with this cluster here at the end. Not even to mention the Stargate or the full moon, but then we have the equinox, the new moon, and then the portal tomorrow. And not only that, Pluto is making a big shift right now, coming to its climax tomorrow. But I'll get into that tomorrow because we'll save tomorrow for tomorrow and Pluto for tomorrow. But suffice it to say that all of these energies surrounding healing and the ability, capacity, inspiration, motivation to break through thresholds, to see the truth, feel the truth, know the truth, integrate the truth, remember the truth, is more powerful than it has been. I don't even know it ever for all of us. Who's that? Alexandra. Hello, Alexandra. Welcome. So it's just more, I guess, just more talking about the same. I feel like I'm being a little repetitive here, and if I am, I'm sorry, but that is just kind of what keeps coming up, right? It just keeps coming up, and it's because of what we're doing and what we have planned and everything. With that said, again, the Soul Quest program starts on April 3rd, and it is facilitated in several different ways. On my website, with weekly releases of maps for 8 weeks, and then we have a wrap up with the 9th week. I'm going to have a podcast that's going to be released every Friday to intro the next week. Then I'm going to have a companion package of spirit walks for the 9 weeks as well. And that is an add-on package if you wanted to add that on. And we're getting things situated and ready for those things. And what else? Oh, yes. And once again, for anybody that's interested in the program and it'd be easier for you to do payments, you can do 2 payments instead of making the 1 payment. That's going to be available in the next day or so for purchase. So anyway, I guess that's it. We're going to put out an article on that too. I'm going to check in here. Dawn says, every day, the Oracle, always a bullseye. I know. Seriously. It really is. This one is just, yeah, kind of funny. Vanessa says, my Pluto is at 29 degrees. This life has been intense, to say the least. Oh, yeah. Well, and again, we're having a big transition with Pluto, and Pluto governs our soul and our past and our present as far as what we're doing with our soul. And so it's really, and it's briefly, because I'm not going to get too far into it, but briefly, it's leaving Capricorn. So if it's leaving Capricorn, it's going into, so it would be, So is it going to, now I'm confusing myself. Where is it? No, is it leaving? Now, see, I'm wondering if I'm confusing things. Anyway, we'll get into that tomorrow. But whatever it is, it's tomorrow it's moving into a new place and station. And it'll be there for several months. It'll go out for just a little wee bit a couple of times before it goes back in. Those are like retrogrades before it goes back in for the next 20 years. But no matter what, Pluto represents and governs and helps us with our soul and soul recognition and awareness and like karmic stuff and akashic records and soul unions, like divine union, like soulmates and twins and stuff like that. Um so that is a major deal. And at the same time, it's not what is all going on, it's part of what's all going on with tomorrow. So that's a lot. Okay, so all right, so I guess that's it, my dears, as far as the oracle goes. Not guided to get another card today. We're gonna, yeah, this is a good time for us to, it's been an hour. So we can do the spirit walk. My throat feels very dry today. Maybe it's because I've done a lot of talking. That could be it. Yeah, it feels like my throat's a little tired from talking. So I've done a lot of that. Yesterday was like 6 hours of it. So let's check in here. If there's any comments, any more comments, any questions about that oracle or anything. I mean, it's pretty straightforward with the sacred healing. I love the drum aspect and the drum medicine. Yeah, I'm able to open chat again. Okay. Aquarius. Oh, that sounds right. Yes, it is Aquarius. Thank you. Yeah, because earlier I was like, is it Aries or Aquarius? I knew it was an A, and then just right now, yes, you're right. It is Aquarius. So Pluto's moving into Aquarius, which that's a whole thing. We just got into the age of Aquarius, this air sign, this sign of progress and innovation and spiritual connection and all of that stuff. There's so much there with Aquarius. So yes, Pluto is moving into Aquarius. I'm pretty positive. And Vanessa also says, into my progressive mood for the next 2 years. Look at you. You're on it, girl. I love it. Perfect. Well, that's all lining up rather nicely for you, isn't it? Not surprised. Not surprised at all. So anyhow, I guess that's it as far as the oracle and that sort of business. Let's dive into the spirit walk. Let's see what's in store for us today. I'm going to back this up a little bit. Make that a little bit. Okay, and also what I'm going to do is switch my audio. I'm going to disconnect my, oopsie, disconnect my Bluetooth. Hopefully we stay connected here. Okay. Disconnect my Bluetooth. So let me know if we can hear me okay, and that'll be through this mic. I got really confused on what mic I was on yesterday's. I'm still not quite clear on what happened yesterday, but it sounds fine. It sounded fine, and nothing got messed up. But hopefully, we're good. We're on this mic. I think we've figured out that this mic is better for the spirit walks. Let's just see here. I'm gonna pause this so I can check in here. So lame, but it is what it is.
It's good. Okay. Perfect. I dig this music. Okay, let's do it, loves. I'll turn my light down a little bit more. This would be day 8 of, not in a row because we had the weekend off, but day 8 of spirit walks. Um, okay. Again, candles, crystals, whatever, sage, Palo Santo you got going on. Tap in, light it, grab it, whatever. Okay. All right, everybody. Sitting or laying down, we want to make sure that your shoulders are back, your chest is out, your abs are engaged, your spine is straight, your hips are not tilted or to the left or the right, or your pelvis isn't shifted inward or too far outward. You're nice and balanced in your body, whether you're sitting or laying down. To start, your hands can be in namaste at your center here between your breasts, at your heart. If that feels good for you, you can be holding your crystals in your hands or just relax with your palms up on your thighs. Make sure you put on a sweet little smile and breathe in and out from your nose. And let's do these inhales at like a count of 3. So inhaling 1, 2, 3 to the top and hold. And then exhaling 1, 2, 3, empty and hold. And then again, inhale on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and hold. And then out 1, 2, 3. And then just find a controlled, steady, slow, deep, intentional breath pattern. And just give me a moment here as the scene is starting to form for me, getting connected with Gaia here. Okay, dear ones, this is going to be fun. I love this. So really tapping into this energy of community and being in a shaman circle with each other and thinking about times when we were native to the land, indigenous to the land. We were tribes people, generations all living together, working together. We had our medicine men and women, very symbiotic, cohesive, creational existence with each other, that sort of time, whatever you're tapping into here. But in this scene where we are together, it is nighttime. The weather is warm. Actually, this would be spring or summer. It is nighttime, but none of us are covered up in any type of like skins or blankets or anything like that. There is a cave behind us in the mountain. We've traveled here, so this is not where we live, but we traveled here for this special occasion for sacred healing. The sacred healing at the time of the equinox and the new moon, and the placement of our brothers and sisters, the planets in our solar system family. This is something that we have known about and prepared for and prayed on and worked with Gaia and plant medicine leading up to this time. And we know that the times that are coming in the days and the weeks ahead is even more sacred healing that will transpire. But this is the ceremony, the event that we go through to prepare ourselves in another phase of healing. We have met with Gaia and our souls in recent visits in the astral. And there is a mountain that we traveled to, and there's a cave, and it has a big opening to the cave, rather large. And we have set up 3 fires in the cave, and our music medicine men and women are set around those fires that are at the edge of the caves, and they have the drums. There's large drums and small drums. And they are also chanting and singing as well as as when the drums play, when they're playing the drums. It's a very slow, steady beat at first, and then it starts to move. And then the rest of us are further away from the mountain, more out in the open. We're not too far away from the cave, but there's maybe like 30 to 40 yards or something like that, or meters. And there's a rather large fire in the center. It's not huge. Excuse me. It's not a huge bonfire, but it's a pretty decent sized fire. If anything, it's more wide than high. And around the fire, these big, beautiful stones. That we have gone and collected from this particular space and land. And then we've also brought our own crystals. So, and we bring our crystals to this fire. We have these pouches, these like purses slung over our shoulders. So go ahead and take a look at your purse, your pouch, your bag, however you want to put it. And it's like one of those flaps that just kind of goes over. So you're going to open that up and see what crystal or crystals you have in your bag. And you may not know the name of them, just whatever it is, that's fine. But just see what it is. It looks like there could be just 1 or maybe up to 3. And take it out and take a look at it. Connect with your crystal. by connecting with your crystal and seeing these crystals, you will know really kind of how what their frequency is and how they're meant to help with the ceremony and with the sacred healing that we're all a part of and going through. So we're going to give it a moment here for that. Connecting with your crystal or crystals, holding them, bringing them to your chest, connecting with your heart and your body, your spirit. And then taking each one in your hands and lifting them up, all the way up, connecting with the stars and the moon and all of creation. And then from outside the ring of fire, there's the stones that are there. And then so we're going to place these crystals side by side in a ring around on the next ring out. So place your crystals on the ground. You may be able to see and perceive other people's crystals or the other people there with you. However it's coming through for you, just connect to the ground and the fire and putting the crystals on the ground to connect with Gaia. So these crystals are going to hold the energy of this time, of these days, of the fire of Gaia, of the energy of the new moon and the equinox. And then once you're done, you putting them down and just mentally and energetically seeing how they all fit together side by side and the energy that is invoked with all of these crystals next to each other. And then you're going to have a seat there. So go ahead and please have a seat in front of your crystals. And then starting with me, I have a big, it's like a bucket or a bowl, and it has a lot of different elements to it. There's crystals in there, there's herbs in there, there's some rocks and feathers in there. There's resin, copal, all sorts of things in this bowl. It's a big bowl. So I'm going to take okay, so we're going to take a couple of handfuls, and where our crystals were in our purses and our bags, we're going to put a couple handfuls of the sacred ceremony healing herbs and soul connecting. It's like there's a lot going on here. So not really sure exactly what it's called, but it's all part of the ceremony. So I'm going to take a couple handfuls of it, put it in my purse, and then pass this bowl over to you. You're going to take a couple of handfuls and the same thing, kind of fill your bag with it. Once you're done, you're going to pass it on to the next person. It's going to go round the entire fire and circle here. And while we're waiting for it to go all the way around, you're just going to stick your hands in your purse and feel everything that's in there. There's little bits of crystals and feathers. There's all sorts of stuff, rocks and pebbles. There's even like dried fruit. And I guess you could say like, you could feel like there's like this like tissue or paper that's right. There's like these little rocks that are wrapped in tissue and paper, and those are like firecracker kind of things. So there's several of those in there. Just going to feel into it. You can pull out and look into your palm and see what you see in your hand and what you pulled up. You could do that with both hands. Just take the handfuls back out and open up your palms and see what you have. And with the fire flickering and it's warm and the drumming is going on, you're going to connect to these elements in your hand here. Everything in your hand represents some aspect of yourself, aspects that are strong, aspects that are weak, aspects that are healthy, aspects that are unhealthy and need healing. Aspects that are old and need to die to be rebirthed again. Blocks that may exist within you from your experiences, stories, traumas, addictions, relationships in this lifetime or other lifetimes. And these elements not only represent either what those are, but what these elements are that will help heal those aspects of you. So it works both ways. And then take a look at the crystals that you put down in front of you. You're going to take like a big pinch of some of those elements, and you're going to sprinkle them over your crystal or crystals. And then hold them in your hands and say a prayer of your intentions to heal on all levels, to connect with yourself, to be open to healing. Think about the drumming. The drumming is coming with a beat of the nice steady beat for us, whether it for like our heartbeat. It's a nice steady beat. Thinking about your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul, connecting to your soul, healing on all levels through all of your bodies, having the intention to be as in alignment, clear, connected, grounded, healthy, inspired, creational, loving, giving. Knowing that this is part of the ritual and the ceremony that we've been doing for quite some time, and that more is to come. And the feeling, the idea, the theme of rejuvenation, rebirth, leveling up, being stronger, healthier, wiser, happier, more joyful, blissful, not only for ourselves, but our entire community. Everybody leveling up and doing this work at the same time. It just maximizes and maximizes what everybody else is doing. It builds upon itself. And the energies that are coming from Gaia, as we look at the fire and the cleansing aspect of the fire, reconnecting and reminding us of that spirit walk where we connected with our soul, finding the comfort in even the danger of the flame, of the fire. And being reminded that fear can be an ally, can preserve us, help us, but in most aspects, fear can only hold us back. And we've been held back by fear in so many different ways for a very long time. And we've reached this threshold here where we're ready to release blocks and fears, resentments, judgment, shame for us and others. ready to let go of pain and heartache, ready to mend those cracks with beautiful golden energy, just making us stronger and more brilliant and luminescent, having the real conscious understanding of our worth and our value, how precious and powerful and beautiful we are in so many different ways. Thinking about the future and whatever it may hold, that the work that we do will help us connect and reconnect to ourselves, our bodies, and our souls. So we will be free of confusion and conflict when it comes to what we do with ourselves and the decisions and choices we make for how we live, why we live, and what we do with our lives and our time and our energy. There's a peace and an excitement and the awareness of liberation from the pains and the energy and the thought forms and stories, programs that have held us back and away from ourselves and our soul. We think about knocking over walls and being light spirit warriors that don't let anything get in the way of ourselves and our soul connection and our own healing, and how powerful we know we are and will be even more so. So we take all this intention, we think about these elements, this beautiful mix of nature in our hands, all these gifts from Gaia that we've received. We thank her for her gifts and her love, her nourishment, support, her nurturing, her guidance. We promise to be as fearless as we can possibly be for ourselves and the collective, to show up defiant of anything that may stand in our way. Proud to be a human in this life, happy to be chosen to be here, to incarnate at this time, to be part of this collective evolution and the unfoldment of humanity. And with that, you take the elements in your hand, lightly blow in your hand. You're not going to blow them away, just with your breath of life, blow in your hand, activating your intentions with your breath of life. And then at the count of 3, we're all going to throw all these beautiful elements into the fire. And it's going to sparkle and crackle and ignite even brighter. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. Throw it up into the fire. Everybody around the circle does that at the same time. It lights up, it crackles, it kind of, these little explosions from the firecrackers and everything, and how it all goes into the fire and all around the crystals. And there's an excitement. There's we can like a little yelps and hoots, and the drums get stronger behind us, going just in a really kind of faster rhythm. And then we all get up, we take a look at how everything landed on the crystals, Let's bow down and touch the crystals. And then from this point, we will begin to dance, our soul dance, to connect with Mother Gaia and our soul. So we just start to free dance around the fire, connecting with all of the four directions, north, south, east, and west, the four elements, earth, wind, or earth, air, fire, and water. We connect with the sun and the moon, and we connect with all of our planetary aunts and uncles and the entire whole of creation. We connect with the Fae and the Galactics, the Angelics, the Archangels, the Myrrh, the Dragons, all the elementals, the plants and the insects, and the animal kingdoms, as we dance around this fire, opening up a beautiful vortex of energy from deep within Gaia. We can feel the vibrations coming up through the crystals as Gaia answers our call for healing, for sacred healing. It makes the fire get bigger, and it makes the crystals glow. And it makes us get louder and move faster, and we're laughing and we're crying and we're so excited, and the drumming is in this beautiful beat as we dance around, so happy, so excited to be here, to be alive, to do this with each other. And Gaia comes through saying how we have been chosen in these lifetimes to be where we are, to do this deep work for ourselves, for this collective, and for the collective. We are light warriors, spirit warriors. Any and all energies that are below the light, that are within the darkness, you can feel them moving further and further and further away. The air around us is sparkling and light and electric. We become more energetic and electric, tapping into our electric and electricity within us, the power and the energy. And through our core, through our spinal column, through our chest, through our throat, through our head, through our shoulders, through our arms, and up into our hands, we feel the electricity. And then we all stop and get in formation in a circle around the fire once again. Attention to our bodies. We stand firm and strong in our spots there in front of the fire, bringing and channeling the energy through our body, through our spinal column, through our core, down through our shoulders and our arms to our hands, sparking electricity and energy coming up from our fingertips and our palms, like lightning in our hands and our very palms, lightning coming off of our palms, sparkly, bright, showing us our own power. Transferring that energy from the left hand to the right hand and back again. Sending some energy with intent into the fire. All of us at the same time, sending energy into the fire, merging with that fire and feeling that energy come back through the electricity and the energy into our palms and through our entire body. Lightning in our palms, crackling from our fingers, feeling the electricity on every single piece of our skin, from our nose to our scalp to the bottoms of our feet. Electric we are, energetic and powerful. We're going to turn our attention upwards, up into the sky, looking at all the stars in the beautiful sky lit up by the stars. And we're going to stretch our arms out and our hands out and send our energy, our power, our electricity, our fire directly up into the heavens. All together now is a big beam of light. All together now, our energy shooting straight up, a pillar, a beacon of light, a sign, a symbol, a message to all of creation. We are here. We are connected. We are light warriors incarnate, and we will connect to our souls and live out our soul destinies. All of our guides and guardians are in support surrounding us, and they add to the energy of this pillar of light, sending it up, 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 lighting up the sky. And like fireworks, it explodes with so much power, sending light raining down like stars falling all around us. Raining light, raining power, raining our energy that all came together with our guides and our guardians coming down all around us. And as they fall onto the ground upon Gaia, the earth shakes and rumbles, and each spot of starlight that fell onto the ground begins to shake and rumble, and there appears more crystals. These crystals are lit up. They're white and bright and have rainbows within them. They're glass-like. We know at first not to touch them because they're hot, but we go to them, we look at them, we see them forming and becoming alive and being created right before our eyes upon the earth of Gaia. And they're all over the ground. There's hundreds of them. And we know when they're safe to touch because the light starts to dim a little bit, but they still stay very, very bright. And they're glass-like, and we see now that the brightness has dissipated. They come in a variety of colors. There's clear and rainbow and blue and green and pink and red and orange and swirls, and they're shimmery, and they're in all these shapes. And Gaia says, please collect these beautiful pieces, these crystals, the light and glass crystals that we all created together. So we all do that. There's not yours or mine or ours. They're all of ours. Nobody has ownership of these beautiful beings. They're all ours. So we fill up our bags as we pick them up and look at them and how beautiful they are, and the energy that is all connected there. Remember, with Gaia, with all of us, with all of our guides and guardians, and all of the energies that have come through at this time, coming in this pillar of light and exploding with these stars and them falling upon the ground and turning into these beautiful beings of light and crystal, and they're alive. We can feel their energy. And then we're guided to go back to the fire and take them out of our bags and put them in whatever patterns that we're all guided to do, and put them all around the circle and let the fire reflect upon them, continuing to charge them. Gaia says the light will continue to charge them. They are beacons. They're beacons and receivers at the same. They're receivers and they're amplifiers of our energy, of all the energy, and we will know how to use them as we move forward, as we continue to deeply connect with ourselves, each other, and our souls and the collective. We're guided to sit and then lay down, stretch out our arms, feel all the energy around us, looking up into the heavens, into the stars, tapping in with ourselves as star beings, as souls incarnate, divine, human, perfectly imperfect, ready to continue with our growth and our evolution and our healing. And breathe here, taking all of that in. And that would be all, my dears. Here we are meant to stay for as long as feels good to you personally. Review and feel into whatever may still continue to come through for you. Take your time as you reconnect back with your body in this place and time. Move slowly. There was a lot of energy that came through there, a lot of intent. I hope that this invigorated you, excited you, inspired you to travel to this beautiful sacred space, to work with Gaia, the drums, the fire, our guides and guardians, ourselves, the beautiful glass beings of light that we've created. You may be extra sleepy. If so, please rest, lay down, take a nap if that's what you're being guided to do. There are integrations and activations that are going to continue to take place through this. And the sooner that you rest and sleep, the faster that will happen for you. So no matter what you do for the rest of the day, try to keep it light. Go out into the light, into nature if you can. Light your own fire, go as guided, go into the water, take a bath, whatever you're guided to do to settle in and let your body receive these integrations and the ones that are going to continue to come forward. Your own glass beings, if you have them, or crystals, whatever that you may have. And the crystals that you found in your pouch, just remember them, connect with them. The crystals that you have in your 3D world, in your sacred space, are going to be receiving for you, helping you with these activations. Connect with them. Yes, then that would be all loves. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I love you all so much. Hope you're feeling fantastic after that spirit walk. I'm feeling a bit lightheaded and a little, I'm finding it hard to let go of that space and that energy just quite yet. So please, if that's how you're feeling, take your time with it. I hope you're all feeling wonderful. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And evening. I'm having a hard time talking. And evening. And I will see, hopefully, everybody back here tomorrow. Tomorrow at 12 o'clock Pacific. Tomorrow is what? Thursday. So yes, tomorrow, 12 o'clock Pacific. A couple more days left of this week for our daily shows. And I love you guys. Thanks for being here, joining in for everybody who did on that spirit walk. It was really, really cool. It was really, really cool. I loved it. All right, guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you.